Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ask a Librarian Live. My name is Neil Stokes. I haven't done this in a few weeks, so that's why I'm stumbling over my words. I hope that the audio and picture are good. Please let me know in the comments if you can't see or hear well, or if there's any problems. Today on Ask a Librarian Live, in just a moment, we're going to meet some guests. We're going to talk about the Neighborhood Science Project initiative with LAPL. Really quickly, I just wanted to bring up the library website, just in case you hadn't heard. I wanted to talk about the library at home. Library to go, which is our new curbside pickup model. This is a contactless service that we're now offering at 18 libraries. So to find out about this, please go to our website, lapl.org, click on Library to Go. It's got information about how this works. Essentially, you're just placing a hold and making an appointment with your local service location. There's 18 of them distributed around Los Angeles. You schedule to have a pickup and you can pick up, they bring it out to you in a paper bag, put it on a table. And so please check that out. You can now, once again, get physical materials. You can also return your books if you have books that you checked out before the Safer at Home started. So I believe you can only drop off books now at these locations. We probably will be expanding to additional locations, but this is our only option for checking out physical materials right now. So we're really happy to be offering this. Please check it out. And then I just wanted to introduce our first guest, Vivian Byrd. Hi, Vivian.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Vivian, can you tell us what you do for the library? And maybe you could also tell us how that's changed over the past few months?
Sure. All right, so I'm Vivian Byrd, and I am a STEAM librarian at the Los Angeles Public Library's Exploration and Creativity Department. I am the lead on the Library Systems Full Steam Ahead initiative and also the Neighborhood Science programs. And under the direction of Assistant Director Diane Olivo-Posner, our super boss, she's just like a superwoman to me. Our small but mighty Department of Exploration and Creativity Department also coordinate two other important initiatives for the library. One is Everything Summer, Summer Reading Challenge, Summer Lunch, Summer Author, Summer Pop-Up, Summer Everything. And also the LA Made cultural programs, which features many talented local artists, performers, writers, and experts from all fields. Things definitely have been very, very different since the COVID-19 pandemic, and then since the library closure. And we're changing our pace, making a lot of changes, but we're catching up.
Excellent. And you're working from home, it seems?
Yes, I'm actually using my husband's office today. It has much better lighting.
Yeah, the lighting looks great. Compliments on that. So I guess we could jump in. Vivian, did you want to start telling us about neighborhood science, and we can get into that?
Sure. Yeah. I would like to talk about actually our Full Steam Ahead initiative first and how the neighborhood has come about. So Los Angeles Public Library has been offering this fun and quality hands-on interactive STEAM program since late 2012. So it's been a while. And our goal is simple. We want to expose every Angelino to the world of STEAM and to spark, foster, and for the grown-ups to rekindle the interest and passion we all have or once had with science, technology, engineering, art, and math. We want to offer our participants of all ages an opportunity of fun and safe place to develop, practice, and strengthen their STEM skills where failing is part of learning and is strongly encouraged. So, and for that, we actually continue to expand our content of the STEAM programs as well. So the program ranges from playing with dirt, literally, to learn about soil, seeds and plants, bugs, to coding, 3D designing and printing, stop motion animation, reverse engineering, virtual and augmented reality experience, circuitry, robotics, fashion tech, green screen, 360 video and photography, and the list goes on. Starting late 2018, we began piloting a new hands-on program called Neighborhood Science by integrating citizen science into our existing STEAM content. So our participants of all ages could use or develop their STEAM skills to help solve real-world problems that are actually impacting us every day, such as climate change, biodiversity loss, air, water, noise, light, and plastic pollution. Boy, we do have a lot of pollution. Ocean acidification, deforestation, and many health crises the world is facing today, such as COVID-19. So you can think of it as a STEAM or STEM for Earth program. And in case you're not familiar with citizen science is where anyone with or without science degree, academic science degree, can participate and contribute to real scientific research. The citizen in citizen science, I know it's a little confusing, but it really refers to any individuals that lives on this planet, a global citizen. And we dub our program as neighborhood science because we want to emphasize the connection our program attendees will develop with their community through the participation of these citizen science projects. There's a lot of benefits of participating in these neighborhood science programs. For one, you would get to use your STEM skills to help scientists and researchers collect or classify data. Two, you will learn so much more about your community, from water contaminant to air quality to this cute little squirrel you've seen in your backyard every single day may turn out to be only existing in your neighborhood. And more importantly, your contribution will really help put your community on the map of these important research. So the researchers and scientists, they will be aware of the impact of these environmental concerns in your neighborhood. And also, many of these citizen science projects, when they develop with an app attached to it, these apps, when you download to your phone, they also serve a purpose to keep you informed of what's really happening in your community and also globally, especially when there's more people from your neighborhood or from everywhere around the world participating. Third, with the data and knowledge you have because of your participation in the project, you now have more bargaining power to push for change or improvement for and in your community. And last but not least, if you're a student, your active participation in these citizen science projects can really be a huge plus application. And one of our librarians today, today's session, will tell you a little more about this. Now, if you're interested in contributing to participate in these neighborhood science projects or programs, you basically will be helping scientists or researchers collecting or classifying data, and then you will be sharing your work through a mobile apps or website that's being developed to for this particular project. And to help our participants get started, Los Angeles Public Library, we actually create these loanable do-it-yourself neighborhood science kits at 15 of our library locations, where you can check them out to collect data in your neighborhood and for your neighborhood. And then you can also post that on the project website. Each of these kits comes with tools, equipment, and step-by-step instructions that you're gonna need to participate. And also, very importantly, the data that you collected and contributed to these projects, they're all open data or crowdsourced data. What that means is all these data are available for anyone to view, to use them at any given time. Now, I know because the library is closed and because of the pandemic, we can't really host any hands-on programs in our branches or loan out any of these awesome neighborhood science kits that we've created. But many of our amazing librarians continue to host these virtual STEAM and neighborhood science programs through their branches' social media channels, such as Facebook, Instagram, IGTV, Twitch, also conferencing platforms such as Google Meet and Zoom. So now, if you're interested in attending these virtual STEAM or neighborhood science programs, make sure you visit our STEAM page. It's lapl.org/STEAM. And when you click on the STEAM events tab on the top, you will be able to see the complete listing that have all the programs going around in our branches virtually. And also, here's an important reminder: when you find an event that you're interested, make sure you click into the description to view the detail, because oftentimes the librarian will list in the event description of the supplies or materials or the app you need to download ahead of time in order to participate in these virtual STEAM or neighborhood science activities. But let's say if you want to do this on your own, you're not really interested in or because of the time difference, you can't really participate in our virtual program, you can do them on your own. And what we did is we curate a excuse me, a list of STEAM learning resource page to help you get started. And just so you know, many of these activities listed in these STEAM learning sites they're already aligned to the LA Unified School District's next generation science standards. Now, if you want to try the citizen science project or neighborhood science project on your own, you can also start by visiting the neighborhood science resource page. And you will see there is a huge list. If you can scroll that, Neil, to show them how long the list is. These awesome projects out there that you can give it a shot. It's really easy. A lot of them, they don't require you to use more than just your mobile device and internet. Now I have one last very useful resource to share with you. It's called Science Netflix. Science Flix, not Science Netflix. I wish. This database is available to you, but you will need to have a library card to access. It does ask you for your library card number and password to access it. It's a very...
I think of the quickest way to get people there. We can definitely go through research, or yeah. What do you think? So this is our homepage.
I use the research part. Yeah.
Click on research, and then you can just go alphabetical to S.
Yes.
And it's right here, Science Flix.
Right. And
sorry, go ahead.
Sure. It's a very useful tool if you're using it for your homework needs, or if you're just curious about any STEM topics that you want to look for information about them. When you go into the Science Flix, you will be able to search, or you can browse by subject, or you can type in any science topic or keywords on the top. I think it's on the upper right corner. There is like a little query box, text box you can type in, and then just hit search or that magnifying glass.
What's something that we could search for, Vivian? What's interesting?
That's a good one. I don't know. Let's try Mars rover, because that's coming up.
Rover.
Yes. They are going to launch that rover very soon. I believe it's July 30th, the rover Perseverance. So if you're interested...
the rover, but we could click on Mars here.
Yeah.
Well, I think my internet's slow because I'm hosting a live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No problem. So you can just type in anything and it will pull, anything that's related to it and for you to review. It's going to be a long list that it retrieves, and you can just scroll through it and try to find something that you can, that relates to what you're looking for. And again, you can browse by subject if you want, or you can just type in the keyword. So if you have some time at home and, or you need it for your homework, make sure you, check it out. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, Neil.
Awesome. And then I believe we wanted to hear from some folks who are working at branches who are part of this initiative. So first we're going to talk to Lauren. Let me bring
Hello.
her in. Hey, Lauren.
Hi, Neil. Hi, Vivian.
Lauren, can you introduce yourself?
Of course. My name is Lauren Kratz. I'm a children's librarian at Los Angeles Public Library at the Studio City branch, part of the East Valley region. And I have to give shout outs to East Valley region because so many wonderful libraries in East Valley region are also doing neighborhood science classes and also STEAM programming virtually.
Awesome. Yeah, so let's hear about what you're working on.
So right now I'm going to talk about past programming, virtual programming, and future virtual programming that I'm going to present at the Studio City branch, but that everyone throughout Los Angeles Public Library and around the world can participate in, because I've had people from actually different countries and even New York participate in some of my virtual programming. It's been really, really great to connect with people, especially children and young adults. That's why I love this STEAM initiative and the neighborhood science initiatives, because we're able to connect with school-age children and young adults through these programs. So I'm really happy about that. So past programs that we've done so far, if you visit our Studio City Library Instagram page, we have on our IGTV past STEAM programs that we've done. So if we click on IGTV and we scroll all the way down to the bottom, there'll be different STEAM videos. So there's the Children's Citizen Science, Floating Forest. That was one of my most popular ones. There's a resource called Zooniverse, and I had a program and I recorded the program, and you can follow along and find out about floating forests and how they're so important to the ocean.
Oh, this is cool.
That was definitely one of my most popular programs because the children really love to be citizen scientists. They want to know that they're contributing and helping the planet through just having fun, actually, because these programs are fun. There's also other resources that we use, different apps like Globe at Night. And there's also a video for that. Some other wonderful librarians have had videos and programming too using that app, Globe at Night. And what you can do with that app is you can go outside. The best period of time is between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. And when you download that app, you can go out and look at your sky, and it will show you how the sky would look if we didn't have so much light pollution. And we could and you can find different stars. Oh, it's so much fun.
Sounds awesome.
Now, future programming. So remember, as Vivian had mentioned before, on the library's website, the online calendar, and when you click on STEAM and neighborhood science, there will be different wonderful libraries presenting the STEAM and neighborhood science programming. Future programming I'm going to have at the Studio City branch, but that anyone can participate on our via Zoom. So on the online calendar, when you click, there may be supplies that you'll need to know, apps that you may have to download, and also to email that librarian for the Zoom link. Because a lot of our virtual programming may be live on Instagram or Facebook, but a lot of our programming is actually via Zoom meetings. So you can always email the librarian to receive that Zoom link. Future programs that I'm going to do, which I'm really excited about, is the 3D printing classes. So I'm offering a 2-week 3D printing class session. What we'll do is we'll learn about how 3D printers work, how to go on Tinkercad to build our own keychain, our own house. And what I will do is I will print out, once you are finished and you email me that file, I'll print it out for you, and I'll take little short videos to send to you so you can watch your project being printed. And then we will use our same safety practices that we're using for our library to go materials to get those print jobs out to you. So Neil had mentioned before our library to go. My library, Studio City Library, is part of that library to go initiative where we're doing curbside, contact-free pickup appointments, and then you can come and pick up your items safely. And so if you participate in this 3D printing, even if Studio City Library is not your branch and there's another branch that you're going to that's part of the library to go, we will get that print job over to you somehow using those same safety practices that we use for the materials that we're getting out to the public. Other libraries in my particular region, East Valley, that I'd like to mention, Lakeview Terrace has wonderful STEAM programs. They're going to have a plastic-free story time this month, so please look out on the online calendar for that. Also, North Hollywood Library has wonderful STEAM programs that they do weekly. And Sylmar, especially with their young adults, the Sylmar Library has great resources and programming for you to enjoy. And I look forward to maybe seeing you at future virtual neighborhood science or STEAM classes. Lastly, this coming Wednesday, next week, I'm going to start the TED Ed Earth School. So I actually heard about this from a speaker that you'll hear from later, from SciStarter, and it's TED Ed had created this Earth School where they have short but fun videos to show how to be citizen scientists, fun videos about how to take care of our planet, like maybe eating bugs may be good for the planet. And then we're going to watch some of those videos and have a fun discussion. So that'll be upcoming this Wednesday. The information will be out on the online calendar. And I look forward to answering any questions you have at the end on this live. Thank you very much.
That is so cool. I was trying to find your events, but they might not have been posted yet.
Yes,
but,
I sent it to
just keep
PR
an eye on that.
yesterday, but we're
Okay.
all so
They're catching up.
busy. We are all, the library staff at Los Angeles Public Library is still busy working behind the scenes, trying to get these wonderful programs out to you, but also our Library to Go service, and PR is working really hard to get this information out to you, but my programs will be up soon, I hope. Thank you.
I'm sure they will. Yeah, and you can just check back on the Steam page, the Steam events to find those. Thanks, Lauren. Let's see. I know we wanted to talk to some more guests. Vivian, who's up next?
Ray.
Let's
from
talk to Ray. Let's bring Ray. Let's just bring everyone in.
Hey.
Hi, Ray.
How's it going?
We're good.
3D printing workshop sounds so great, Lauren. I'm so glad you're doing that.
Thank you,
awesome.
Ray.
Yeah, it's good
Ray,
to see you.
I gotta mention where are you coming from today?
I'm actually tuning in from where my parents live in Lake Tahoe. So I'm actually looking forward to using the Globe Observer app tonight because the stars up here are excellent.
Wow.
So cool.
I'm so envious.
Yeah. It's still great in Los Angeles, but there's less light pollution up here for sure.
Nice.
So I'm my name is Ray McBride. I'm the young adult librarian at the Echo Park branch. We're also a neighborhood science branch. So we are bringing STEM programming to young adults is my area. And I found that bringing the kind of science programs to young adults can be challenging, but I found that citizen science programs are a great way to engage teens and spark interest in STEM outside of school. So, and Echo Park is also one of the curbside pickup branches. So if you get inspired by something that you hear during this session, please place those holds on all science related books online and then arrange for your pickup appointment time at Echo Park or any of the local curbside pickup or library to go branches that's nearest to you. I hope that you feel like you can find some science books or engineering, math, art that really inspires you right now. So neighborhood science programs at the library, we strive to introduce new science technology concepts to teens, but also inspire young adults to engage with their community, their environment, and the ecosystem on a personal level, like Vivian was saying. We've been able to offer those circulating kits, and I hope that we can do that again soon. Before we started Library at Home, I was able to host a few of those neighborhood science programs, including the Climate Trail video game, which is kind of Oregon Trail with a climate change twist. And that's an example of something that was really fun to do together in the branch, but it's also accessible at home on your own. So there's plenty of resources on those links on our homepage that Vivian mentioned. So I hope that you can check those out. I also did the Exploring Biodiversity Neighborhood Science kit at the branch. And while it's really exciting with those kits that have the macro and micro lenses, and then you connect it to your app and can upload photos of the biodiversity around you, which is so amazing, even in places that are as urban as the Echo Park area. There's so much biodiversity present if you just take the time to take a look. But those apps are available for you to use at home right now while we're all safely distancing and unable to meet in person. So I hope that you can download some of these free apps on your phone and engage in the citizen science and neighborhood science projects promoted and offered by LAPL. My focus since moving library meetings into a virtual space has been mostly with my teen council. And I'm so proud of this group of teens, not only for continuing their volunteer hours at the library, virtually of course, but also engaging in really meaningful conversations about current events and social issues we're facing. So if that sounds exciting to you, send me an email, rmcbride@lapl.org. And I would love for you to join our teen council. today I'd like to highlight one of our first teen council meetings. We talked about some STEM activities that we can do. And when the pandemic took hold, I was alerted by Vivian about this site called covidnearyou.org. So this is a perfect example for how easy and fulfilling it is to participate in citizen science projects. So by reporting how you feel today, you're helping public health professionals fight COVID-19. So it just, through voluntary participation, citizen scientists everywhere are reporting and helping collect and map data so that public health officials can fight this pandemic. And they integrate it into a map that you can zoom into your local area and see who's reporting symptoms. So it's self-reported and it's real time and it's pretty neat. And you can see immediately how you're contributing to this bigger project. Yeah, or there we are. There's really so many STEM resources and programs and activities for kids and parents and teens, and also just interested adults that you can find through our website. Pay special attention to the online calendar, like Lauren was mentioning. The online calendar and also social media channels really present so many ways to engage your community. And because we're all virtual, you can engage with other librarians across the system and find programs that are really deeply interesting to you. And so moving forward in my little spiel right now, I'm going to talk a little bit about why teens especially should be engaging with citizen science projects right now more than ever. So colleges and universities are rapidly adjusting their application requirements in response to COVID-19. Access to standardized testing is limited in these crazy times. So, for example, the University of California, so that's all UCs in the state, they've eliminated the SAT and ACT requirement for applicants until 2024, along with many other colleges. So if you're a teen or know a teen who will be applying to universities in the next few years, now is the time to start building up those experiences that show engagement and self-motivation and passion for activities outside of academics. While standardized test, without the standardized test requirement, applicants can really show an active connection with science through these citizen science programs. The nature of citizen science, as Vivian was talking about, is that the participants are not only honing their scientific skills, but also showing commitment to furthering scientific research and the greater good of their communities, large and small. So on top of being a great way to learn and engage and build that college application, I mean, imagine that you participated in this big COVID-19 research project. That'd be pretty cool, right? The conversations with my teen council have revealed a feeling of isolation and lack of connection, and I get it. So many families have been staying safely indoors and are protecting the public health of our city by quarantining away from friends and community. While this is very important to fight the spread of the pandemic, I've been searching for ways to provide teens with virtual ways to connect with each other, and spending time promoting as many virtual tools and programs as possible to make them feel connected to something bigger. So citizen science is an amazing resource to fight that feeling of isolation. Teens can contribute data and then see how they're part of something big. It brings back the sense of community, interconnectedness, and teamwork that we're all deeply missing. I know that I'm waxing a little bit poetic about citizen science and the way that our library's neighborhood program can make a difference. But at the end of the day, I really believe in it. And we have the power as individuals to contribute meaningful data to some awesome large-scale projects. So I hope that you feel inspired as I am to participate. And I know that the speakers coming up have a lot more specific projects that you can participate in. And I look forward to hearing what they have to say as well. So that's the end of what I have to say today. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, he's muted. Okay, hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
There you go.
I'm doing a lot at once over here. Yeah, I was going to point out all of the app. Somebody was asking for a link to one of the apps, but these are all on the neighborhood science page on our website, or most of them that we're mentioning. So be sure to check that out. So lapl.org/steam/NISI, I guess. Is that how you say the
NISI. Yes, neighborhood science. It's NISI.
NISI.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely check out the website to get links to the apps. You can always, email us too, and use Ask a Librarian on our website if you're ever having trouble finding something. So yeah, I like this building party that we've got going. Do we want to bring someone else in? Are we going to talk to Charlene next?
No, we're going to talk to Caroline from SciStarter.
Caroline. Okay,
Yes.
let's bring in Caroline. And
Woo!
Caroline, can you tell us who you are, Caroline?
Yeah, I'm so excited to join the party. I'm Caroline Nickerson from the SciStarter team, and it's just so inspiring to me to listen to the amazing library staff at LAPL and all those different branches and all the work you all do. So first of all, thank you. Thank you for being the connectors of your community. And I know it can be disempowering with COVID to feel like, oh, I'm stuck at home. But I hope you know that with neighborhood science and citizen science, you can still connect with people and still make a difference, even from the comfort of your own home or your neighborhood. But yeah, thank you especially for inviting me today to talk a little bit about the resources we have at SciStarter. I'm going to share my screen. And run through just some of the things that we offer and some of the ways that I've been privileged to work with LAPL. I actually got to see your beautiful library downtown back in December, pre-COVID times, where there's a maker fair. So this picture is not from the maker fair. This is me at my home in Florida, but it was the same setup I had. I did a competition the other day with a Girl Scout troop on Zoom. I said, can you count the number of robots in this picture? So for anyone watching on the live stream, if you want to drop in the comments the number of robots you see, I can't offer you a prize other than pride, but it's a fun competition there, and I can tell you if you're right at the end of it. There are maybe more robots than you think in this picture. Actually, I'll just hold on that slide for a minute in case anybody's counting our robot friends.
Yeah, I was counting.
Okay, I'll leave it up. I'll leave it up for a second.
I'll take a screenshot.
All right. But yeah, so the robot is SciStarter's mascot. You might be wondering, what is SciStarter? SciStarter is science we can do together. We know that millions of people enjoy science and nature. People watching this, you may be part of that group. You may really love butterflies, or you may really enjoy walking outside or looking at the night sky. Or maybe you've always been really curious about health and, maybe you consume like things like Star Trek in your spare time. There are so many different forms of science and ways to engage. And that interest, I think, is intrinsically there in a lot of us. And thousands of scientists need volunteers. So we can do so much more when we work together. A thing we say at SciStarter a lot is grow by connecting. So scientists, they go to school for years and years. They learn how to classify things, but there are a lot of things you can do in science where you don't need any special training. You can help classify blood vessels for Alzheimer's researchers and speed up the search for a cure without ever having stepped in the classroom. You just have to follow the instructions and then you can do it. You can go out and start documenting, the things you see outside, like wildflowers or moths or whatever you see. You can go out and document them and contribute to a global record of biodiversity without any training at all. Just a passion for it is enough, and the willingness to do the work. You heard a little bit about floating forests and the Globe Observer projects and Earth School. All of those initiatives, you can participate no matter where you are in the world. You can be part of it. I think that's amazing. But often you can't find these opportunities. Not everyone has, such an awesome program like NASI. Or sometimes the scientists, they have a really hard time reaching volunteers. That's where SciStarter comes in. We want to be the connectors. So we're privileged to work with amazing groups like LAPL and the Girl Scouts and lifelong learning programs for senior citizens and all other sorts of partnerships we have around the world to be able to provide our resources and reach people to put the scientists who need volunteers in touch with the people who can help them, which is you. So libraries are a huge part of that. And for any librarians watching, scistarter.org/library resources is where you want to go. I know we gave a shout out to LAPL there. We think you're awesome. And for anybody in the world, SciStarter is a public-facing website where you can start searching projects based on your location and topics you care about. So you can find projects, events, often online events, and tools. And the reason why we do this is we want this to be global. We want anyone to be able to engage in science. So this project finder, I think, is key. You can search for classroom materials. You can search by age group. Maybe you abruptly became a homeschool instructor overnight and you aren't really sure what to do. Well, you can search by age to find projects. And anyone over the age of 13 can have a SciStarter account. I like having my SciStarter account because I myself am a very avid citizen scientist, so I keep track of my contributions to different projects. And the beauty of that is a number of projects are SciStarter affiliates, including those Globe Observer projects you heard about. And you can actually put the SciStarter affiliate filter on. So even though there are thousands of projects listed on SciStarter, a few hundred of them are affiliates, meaning you can track the number and frequency of your contributions in your SciStarter dashboard. Some projects to get you started that I really recommend are on the scistarter.org/education page. We specifically sorted them by grade level. And Vivian Byrd, your librarian extraordinaire, told me that a number of students are looking for volunteer opportunities. You know, maybe you're applying to college and you want to demonstrate that you're an engaged person who cares about the world. Any of these projects I think would be really great for a high school student. And they're SciStarter affiliate projects, so you'd be able to go into your dashboard and print out a record of all the contributions you've made to, you know, show evidence of your engagement and your passion for volunteering. And this is just an example of one of the project pages that you'd find from that scistarter.org/education page. And we also have a new feature called the list. And while I was listening to the presentation, I added some projects to my list that we were hearing about. So I'm just going to quickly show you all. So on site, we debuted it this week, so it's still a feature in beta, and we'd love to hear your feedback on it. You know, we ourselves are an experiment, but someone mentioned COVID near you, so I added COVID near you to my list. And then I heard about floating forests, I added floating forest to my list, and Globe Observer clouds, I added that too. And the beauty of adding these projects to your list, once you find their project page on SciStarter, you can add it to a list really easily, is you could send this to your friends and get them to do it. And for those of you who are watching who might be educators, anyone who you share your list with who has a public SciStarter profile, you can keep track of the number of contributions they've done to these affiliate projects since they've started. I love data, so I thought this would be really cool too. And you can still have a SciStarter account. It doesn't have to be public. That's just an option if you want it to be. And I added a few notes about these projects. So these are projects I do often with my friends. Stall catchers is one of my favorites. That's an Alzheimer's research project you can do completely from your home. And fun fact, last year there was a competition on stall catchers to see who could do the most Alzheimer's research, and LAPL won. They beat all the other libraries in the country.
Yay!
So you all have some bragging rights.
Yes.
So in closing, I really hope that you all get started with citizen science. All the resources you have through the neighborhood science program are so awesome. And if you're looking for other projects sorted by grade level, we recommend the scistarter.org/education page too. And a lot of those are projects that you've seen on the neighborhood science page as well. So the main thing is get out there and start doing some science. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm all pumped after your I'm gonna run and do it right now.
Yes.
So cool. So let's see. I guess next we're gonna hear from Charlene.
Yes.
Let me bring her in. Hey, Charlene.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I'm Charlene I'm from the Watts branch. I'm a children's librarian in the Central Southern area, and we have 13 great branches in Central Southern, and we're doing a lot of STEAM programming, which is amazing. We have at Exposition Park, the Girls Who Code has a 1-week camp that's coming up just starting July 20th, so you still have time to sign up. And we have another branch, Wilmington, is doing Science at Home, where she does experiments every week. So please go and check those out. But of course, I'm here to talk about my own projects. And I was a neighborhood science branch for the first round and for the second round, of course, I really love it. And also this summer and last summer, I was lucky enough to become a NASA Astro Camp official, working with Stennis Space Center. And I went through a day-long training and get a lot of resources from them. And so all through June, July, and August, I've been doing a lot of NASA programming. And so, but of course, I'm still a neighborhood science branch, so I always try and bring in neighborhood science along with the library resources like Overdrive and Canopy and all sorts of databases and stuff, as well as neighborhood science. Like, so when I did people have been talking about Globe at Night, but the most recent one I did, the Astro Camp, which is up on our Instagram TV. All of the ones I've already done are up on Instagram TV. They're 10-minute videos, but they include a lot, crafts and stuff. But I also try and get in neighborhood science where I can. So I had Globe at Night, and I had, so starting at balloons and ocean, that's where NASA starts. I also used Galaxy Zoo, where you can help NASA scientists classify galaxies, so that when they get these huge amounts of data from galaxies through their deep field, then you can help them go through all that data and figure out which ones are more interesting, which ones have more, bring it up to the top for them to actually look at and study further. So yeah, there you go. There's my little universe where you can like poke holes in. I mean, it's the constellations. It's how to see the night sky, even in your own house. Make your own little planetarium at home. But
I give a shout out to just the level of content that's being produced by librarians all around our system, because I can't even absorb it all every time. I mean, I haven't even seen the Watts Instagram stuff that you guys are doing. It's amazing. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, and I'm really lucky because we have I have an MC, Leilani, who helps me edit. She does a real good job of cutting out whenever I'm stopping or whatever. I'm putting in really cute graphics, so they're really I'm very, very lucky at Watts. But the neat thing is that I was having so many people interested, because if you look at our events on the event calendar, then it gives me that my email address if you're interested in NASA Camp. And I've been actually having so many people email me for Astro Camp that I just started this week, very informally, having a live meetup. So you have to email me if you're interested in that. But the day after the new video is posted, I'm going to meet with people and go over some of the crafts and information that they found out in the video, which is really exciting. But even, of course, when it's not NASA Astro Camp, I definitely still keep on. I keep on doing science, neighborhood science projects at least once a month. And so the thing I did before I started Astro Camp were trees, like Globe, and I go back to Globe because we did a lot of Globe on the first year around. So I did Globe trees for Earth Day, and then I did Globe clouds. So, and I know that the next person who's talking is going to know even more about clouds. So that's about all I have to say. If you go to Astro Camp, if you follow it or email me, I actually have certificate of completion too, where you can say, hi, I attended. And actually, the NASA Astro Camp is the only one in California, one that I'm running. So come and follow me.
Wow.
Join in.
That's awesome, Charlene. Thanks so much for telling us about that. I know we did want to bring in our final special guest. So let's bring her in, Teresa. Hi. Got a little.
I needed to unmute.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Charlene. That is awesome that you're doing NASA Astro Camp. And I need to connect with you and tell you about how my colleagues at NASA Langley are doing Globe Camp, virtual camp. So we'll talk about that later. So, hey, I am so glad to be here. And everybody's enthusiasm is so infectious. But I'm here in Falls Church, Virginia, where we have got a lot of great clouds up in the sky. And I wanted to let folks know about a new NASA Globe Community Cloud Challenge. It's coming up July 15th through August 15th. And so the program that I work on that's been mentioned a few times before is called Globe Observer. That's part of the International Globe Program. And our goal is to engage the public in NASA Earth science. So most people know that NASA studies space, our planets, our solar system, and the universe, but NASA also studies our Earth from space. And understanding our home planet is an important part of NASA's mission and has been from the very start. And so using the free Globe Observer app, which you can download from the App Store or Google Play, and right on your smartphone, you can take observations. Nope, I don't have my phone open. But right on your phone, you can take observations and send that information to NASA that complements NASA satellite observations. And one of these is clouds. And why clouds are important to NASA, they're a really important part of our Earth's climate system, and different kinds of clouds and the amount of cloud cover in the sky are important to understanding how much sunlight is coming into our system and whether things are warming up or cooling off. And they're constantly changing. So lots and lots of observations are needed. And so while several of NASA's satellites are dedicated to observing Earth's clouds from space, they can only see the top of the clouds. And volunteer scientists on the ground, citizen scientists, can see clouds looking up. And so by putting both of those perspectives together, we get a much more complete picture of clouds in the atmosphere and understanding their role in climate. And so if you could, you've got the page open there. So our challenge runs from July 15th through August 15th, and it's a little bit different from challenges that we've had in the past. You can do Globe Observer, every day of the year, but we have challenges, a few challenges each year. And typically in the past, they've been about taking lots and lots of observations, but this time it's a little bit different. We are focusing more not on who takes the most or the best, but a personal challenge, challenging yourself and learning about clouds together. And there are different ways that you can participate. One, of course, is observing clouds, but there are other ways. And if you scroll down a little bit on that page, Neil, so we've got different themes each week, and every Thursday at 9 o'clock Pacific time, 9 a.m. Pacific time, we have on the NASA Earth Facebook page video from a NASA scientist talking about a different topic related to the science, and a NASA educator demonstrating an activity. And so the video, they are showing a video, but the scientists are there live and they can interact with you. So if you can, go to the live Facebook watch on the NASA Earth channel, and you can link to it right there. Or you can watch it later. So, it's video on demand. That's what Facebook Watch is. And they also will be demonstrating activities. If you go back to that page, Neil, it's the challenge, and scroll down a little bit, there is a Cloud Challenge activity tracker. And I'm not sure if you can open that, but if you click on that, it is a poster that you can use to see all the activities that we've got. And if you click on any of those, it'll take you to the activity where you can learn more about it. But it's all kinds of stuff. It's engaging, creating, learning, reading articles, watching videos, interacting with NASA scientists, all kinds of different ways that you can get involved. And you don't have to do everything. You do what you're interested in. And many of these activities are in Spanish as well as English. They're all on the website. If you go back one more time to the web page, Yeah, they've got all of the individual activities there. You've got the tracker that you can print out and keep track of what you're doing, but you can also, as you scroll down that page, learn about clouds. So on the Science neighborhood science page, we've got the Cloud in a Jar activity there. That's one of the activities, all kinds of different things. And one that I did want to mention, if you scroll down a little bit more, it's under Create. The last one under Create is called Contribute to the Fisk Planetarium Show. And so we're working with the Fisk Planetarium that's in Boulder, Colorado. And they're running a competition. Now, boy, I hope you can't hear my dog in the background. She's been so quiet this whole time, but now she's decided to wake up.
We like dogs.
But they're running, they're creating a full dome planetarium show about Globe Observer clouds. And they'd like people who are participating in our Globe Challenge, take a picture of yourself doing cloud observations, make a video of yourself. They want to fill that full dome with pictures and videos of people taking cloud observations. And that planetarium show is going to be available to planetariums around the world. So it's time for your close-up. Get photos of you and your family, your friends taking observations or video and send it in. So that's just a little bit about everything that we're doing with this challenge. And we hope we get a lot of folks from Los Angeles and from the NASCI program engaged in what we're doing.
So great. Thanks, Teresa.
You bet.
And Neil, can you show? I'm sorry. Can you show our Steam page where that we have also the banner of the 2020 Globe Community Cloud Challenge, so people can that would be another quick access to all the websites to the Globe Observer.
There we go. So under NASCI, here we go. 2020 Community Cloud Challenge.
And just so you all know that we actually translate the activity sheets into different languages. We have it in Chinese, in Spanish, in Korean, in Japanese, and also in Persian. So, if you know anyone who is, speaking these languages natively and they're more comfortable in using their own languages, they're more than welcome to download those in PDFs.
And a huge shout out to Vivian and her whole team at LA Public Library. You have been awesome partners to work with, and we love working with you guys.
Thank you. We have a very, very amazing translation team, I have to say. They're just right on top of it. Then they're so good with the language that they're translating. I can't even thank them enough.
Yeah, I mean, the expansion of the translation team that's happened recently is so cool because we've got so many different language speakers and writers that are working on that. This has been an amazing session. I feel like what's really stands out to me about everything you guys have talked about is that in this time when many people are isolated and perhaps seeking connection, seeking community, you're talking about things that involve participation in a sort of engagement in a community. And it's citizen science is really I don't know, that really feels like it's got a lot of different meanings. And I feel like part of it is kind of being a citizen, being a participant in your community, and that community can be a lot of different types of things. So this is really cool to hear about, and it's not something that I knew a ton about. So I was really excited to hear from all of you guys. Vivian, was there anything else that you wanted to mention or bring up?
Well, I just want to mention one last part is July is actually it's the plastic-free July. We're not celebrating, but it's an awareness to ask people to use less or preferably not to use any single-use plastic. So, keep that in mind. And we're also doing many of our librarians actually doing STEAM programs related to not using plastic. So make sure you check out our calendar event page for these type of programs. And also next Wednesday is Arctic Sea Ice Day, July 15th. And make sure you check out Wilmington branch's their Facebook page, because they're going to launch a back to back 2 very interesting sea ice experiment, and you will learn so much about why we're talking about sea level rising. And many of us thinking that it has to do with because the ice is melting, that's why the water is rising, but that's really not the case. So I encourage you all to check out the experiment and find out what is the real reason behind the sea level rising.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've got to plug our website and our online calendar again, just because every time I look at it, it's kind of spectacular to see how much is going on. If you go to our website, lapl.org, and click on, there's kind of a preview of today's events, but if you look at our actual entire event calendar, I mean, this is just today, and these are all online programs that different branches and librarians are hosting. They're on Zoom, they're on Instagram Live, they're on different platforms. But this is stuff for all ages. We do live streaming programs like this. We do author talks. We do, we're going to have at 4 p.m. today. This isn't a week for you, Lauren, is it?
It is today.
Oh, okay. So Lauren is going to be on later at 4 p.m. Come tune in on Facebook or YouTube because we're doing Your Author series. And those are always really fun. Great way to finish out the week. But yeah, I mean, just really cool to see how much people are doing. It is so strange. I know some people are now working, obviously, at the library to-go hubs, but some people are still working from home. We've also got a lot of librarians and staff who are acting as LA City disaster service workers. So they're doing other tasks within the city, helping with testing, helping with contact tracing, helping at shelters. So everyone's really busy, but it's just really neat to talk to you guys, see you guys, and hear about what you're working on. I think we're about done. It's almost 1 p.m., so I can let you all go. And thanks so much for everyone showing up today and telling us all this amazing stuff.
Thank you so much, Neil. Thank you, everybody.
This was fun. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
You guys have a great afternoon.
You too.
We'll see you next week.